Women's volleyball back in the Sweet 16 Friday night against USC on a big stage in Los Angeles. It's a far cry from the farm. But as BYUtv's Jake Edmonds reports, that's where it all began for fantastic freshman Whitney Young.
I'm Whitney Young, freshman middle blocker for the BYU women's volleyball team.
Whitney Young, that's just a bomb.
In just her freshman season, Whitney Young is holding a block party at BYU.
I love getting blocks. That's what fires me. Like, getting a block is so much better than getting a kill.
Young and her 3 brothers grew up on a farm in rural Roberts, Idaho.
My nearest neighbor is 2 miles away, and it's my grandma.
She patterns her blocking skills after fellow Idaho native and former BYU middle blocker Nicole Warner.
She's from Rigby, Idaho. She set a bunch of records. I want to beat those. I love her, but I'm going to beat them. And so that was a big goal for me.
What kind of advice did she give you?
Just represent.
And Young is representing well. She leads the WCC and is 6th in the nation with more than 1.5 blocks per set. She credits her success to hard work and a competitive spirit that she learned while growing up.
We'd always be competitive, and we were neck and neck almost. And anything that I did faster, she'd try and up me.
We were working cows or running machinery, raking hay, stacking hay. She was right in the middle of it.
And while Whitney's hard work continues to make waves in Provo, she knows she has a strong support group back in Roberts.
It's amazing to me in a smaller community, the whole county up there knows who Whitney is.
My dad will call me sometimes and be like, I talked to this person today and they saw you on TV.
And with 3 more years of eligibility left for Young, she's set to anchor a Cougar team that'll be making waves in the coming years. Jake Edmonds, BYUtv Sports.
And Jake is with us here on True Blue. 16 blocks in the first 2 matches of the NCAA tournament. What is it about her that you've noticed that makes her good?
She's kind of has that mentality of, you know, me against the world kind of a thing. She grew up in a family with 3 brothers. Her parents actually bought her boxing gloves, her and her brother some boxing gloves. And so she's always had that competitive spirit.
Did she toughen up her brothers, or did her brothers toughen up her?
I think she toughened up her brothers a little bit. She has 2 older brothers, 1 younger, but she's been great on the team, and according to her brothers, been great at the house as well.
Provo's not the biggest city. It's bigger than Roberts, Idaho. The road from Roberts to Provo, it's not terribly long, but what was it that got her here?
Yeah, she loved BYU. She actually wasn't recruited by a lot of schools. She was recruited by some small schools in Idaho, and it was BYU that just caught her attention. Her dad said it was the facilities that were great, and compared to smaller schools in Idaho, you know, BYU's got some great facilities. But that's kind of what it was, and now that she's here, she says, you know, everyone here, they're all her sisters on the team, and she loves being here.
We look at for the future. I mean, the future is Friday night with USC, but next season when Jennifer Hampson comes back and joins Whitney on that front line, that is a national championship type group they're putting together.
Yeah, and when the Cougars lost Jen Hampson, we all thought this would be kind of a rebuilding year. Jen was kind of the piece to the team last year, and so the fact that they made it to the Sweet 16 again this year without Jen Hampson, and then that she's going to be back next year with Whitney Young, this team is going to be unstoppable, I think, next year.
All right. Thank you, Jake. Good job. We wish Whitney and the Cougars the best of luck Friday night against USC.